Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's Mr. Lee here. Apologies I can't be with you today. I'm at the dentist currently, having my teeth fixed, so I hope you're all going better than me. Good morning as well to the relief teacher. Today, I thought I'd do a little recording to help you guys get started with the lesson. So let's get started. First of all, tradition must continue. We're going to be doing our 10 questions. So if you haven't already got your books open, could you open your maths exercise books and turn to the back? We're going to be doing our 10 questions as normal. If you need to pause the video now to let everyone get ready, relief teacher, then you may do that. And the 10 questions will start in 10 seconds. And they will have 2 minutes to answer them. All right, so I'll just give you some time. Okay, and your 2 minutes starts now. You can pause this video and allow the 2 minutes to complete. I will be showing the answers now. So the answers to the 10 questions are there. So if you give yourself a mark out of 10. If you need to pause this video again to allow people to mark, please do so. And we will continue. All right, so next up, once students are all ready, I would like you to have a look at these 3 cases in front of us here on the screen. So we've got case 1, case 2, and case 3. How do you see the shapes growing? That is the question that is being asked. Now, what I'm going to give you some time to do, Year 7s, just with the people next to you, either side of you or behind you or in front of you. I would like you to have a discussion for the next few minutes. How do you see these shapes growing? Now, many people see them growing in different ways. How would you describe each case growing? How would you describe these shapes growing from case 1 to case 2? And then case 2 to case 3. All right, so feel free to pause this video and just take a few minutes to discuss in small groups around the class, students, how you see these shapes growing. Okay, so feel free to pause the video now. All right, so hopefully you've had a discussion now for a few minutes. And what I'd like you to do now is, come back together as a whole class, and if a few people could just share their idea with the whole class as to how you see these shapes growing. So you can pause the video again and just share, a few people sharing with the whole class how you saw the shapes growing. Okay, so this is a bit of an introduction to our next topic. We're going to be looking a lot at patterns in chapter 6, which is what we're about to properly start today. So chapter 6, and the reason for that is because we're also going to be starting to look at algebra. Okay, and algebra is all about looking at patterns. So let's continue on to the next slide here. So if you could please, Year 7s, turn to the front of your books, and your title will be Patterns and Symbols. All right, oh, by the way, I'll say a quick hello. Here I am here. Good morning all. I won't put my face up here the whole time, or I'm sure you'll get distracted because you'll be looking at me rather than the slides, because I know that you guys are kind of crazy like that. Have a look here. Here's your title, Patterns and Symbols. You could write that down in your book. That's your title. And we'll continue from there. So at any time, if you need to pause this video to Give students time to copy notes down, or whatever it might be. Feel free to do that. Okay. So what we have here, I'm actually going to go on to the next slide. I'm going to run through some examples, and there's no need to take notes until I let you know what you need to take. This is all in your textbook. So example 1, we're looking at, for the number pattern 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, A, write a rule for the pattern, and B, work out the 9th term. So writing a rule for this pattern. So if we go over to the textbook, rather than me writing it, we can have a look. So let's just look at method 1. Okay, a rule for the pattern, nice and simple. The numbers go up by 1 each time. That is the rule for this pattern here. Okay, that's all we have to write for now. B, work out the 9th term. Okay, we can simply write out the numbers to 9 terms and then the answer. So a term, this is the first term, 4 is the second term, 5 is the third term, etc. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, this is the 9th term. So number 11 is the 9th term. Okay, so nice and easy. Example 1. We've got a pattern. Each number is a term number. Term 1, term 2, etc. All right, let's go down and have a look at example 2. I'm going to come back to this slide here. Example 2 says, this table below shows input and output numbers for a rule. Write a rule for the output numbers. Okay, so very important. Input 5, 6, 7, etc. So what has to happen to the input 5 to become the output of 15? Well, we can see it needs to be multiplied by 3, doesn't it? So the rule linking the input and output is the output is equal to the input multiplied by 3. Okay, so 6 times 3 is going to give us 18. Let's go back here. So look for a pattern. The output number is 3 times the input number. Okay, that is our rule. That's all we have to write for now. The output number is 3 times the input number. Let's go on a little further. Example 3. Let's pull it up here, a little bit higher on the screen. For the number pattern 3, 6, 9, 12, write a rule using the box for the term number. Now remember, the term number, this is term 1, this is term 2, this is term 3, etc. Okay. So instead of writing the term number, we can use a box for that. So this is what it's going to look like. Here's the solution. Okay. We can see in this pattern, it's going up by 3. Okay. So the terms are 3 times the term number. Well, now let's see if that makes sense. If this is term number 1, does that equal 3 times 1? Yes, it does. This equals 3 times 2. That works with our rule. See, what's in the box changes each time because the term number is changing. Okay, this is term number 3. So 3 times term number 3, 3 times 3 gives us 9. So the rule we can write with the term number as a box. So the rule, because the rule is each term is 3 times the term number. Okay, let's go further down. Okay, relief teacher, if you wouldn't mind pausing in a moment to give students, if you could write down this important box here. So variables and number pattern. If you could write down what is in this shaded box, please. Okay, you can pause the video now and do that. Okay, welcome back. So you've written down a variable. Now a variable can also be called a pronumeral or an unknown. Is a letter or a symbol that stands for a number. So wherever you've got a letter that stands instead of a number, that's called a variable. we often use the symbol n for the term number of a number pattern. The symbol A is often used for the term itself. So A4 is the fourth term of a number pattern. So in this case, it would be 20. 20 is the fourth term. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so example 4, write a rule for the pattern. Okay, so let's go and have a look. Write a rule for the pattern. Hopefully we can see that the rule is that it's going up by 5 every time. It's going up by 5 every time. So let's see what they've got here. Then we need to put that in number form. So we're correct. The term goes up by 5 each time. But now we want to write it using a letter. So each term is 5 times the term number. Now remember, the term number is, this is term number 1. This is term number 2. So 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 2 is 10. Okay? So if n is the term number, our rule is 5 times n. Alright? Work out the 9th term becomes a lot easier because we can just substitute the 9 instead of the n, because it's the 9th term. N can turn into 9. So the 9th term is 5 times 9, which is 45. Okay. Excellent. Let's just do a couple more. I think we've got just a couple more. All right, once again, if you could please, here we've got a shaded section. You need to copy down in your books what is in the shaded section. So relief teacher, if you wouldn't mind pausing to give students time to do that, and you can come back in a few minutes. Okay, so hopefully you've written down linear number patterns go up or down by the same amount each time. Okay, so if it's going up by 3 every time, it's a linear number pattern. You can write the rule using the amount multiplied by the term number, as we've been doing. It is added or taken from the same fixed number each time. We'll explain that soon. Okay, so let's have a look at example 5. Example 5, actually we'll go back here. For the number patterns 3, 8, 11, 14, use a variable to write a rule for the pattern. So we can see this is going up by 3 every time. The rule for the pattern is going to be, I'll take a step back and say if it's going up by 3 every time, 3 is our number that we multiply the term number by. Okay, so that's a bit trickier. We're getting a little bit trickier now. Don't worry if you don't fully understand. Write a rule for this pattern. So it's going to be 3 times n. Okay, but then we need to check, does that work? The rule involves 3 times n because it's going up by 3 every time. Okay, but we may need to add or subtract a number from that. So let's say this is term number 3, this 11. But 3 times 3 is not 11. 3 times 3 is 9. So I need to plus a 2 onto this formula to make it work. Okay, so that's what they're doing here. So the rule must be this. I've got my 3 times n, and I've added a 2 here as well. 2 plus 3 times n. Okay, so then the 12th term, you just replace the n with a 12. 3 times 12, and then I'm adding 2 onto that. Okay. Excellent. Okay, it's a bit of a harder one there. I will not go through that one. Example 6, if you are looking to do the harder questions, you will need to read through example 6 when this is finished to get a handle on some of the harder ones, because I don't want to keep talking for the whole lesson. I'm sure you guys may be drifting out by now. Okay, I'll just say hello again. Here I am, I'm still here, I'm awake. I'm not at the dentist yet. But right now, as I'm speaking to you, my teeth may be being drilled into. So please send up a prayer for me. Okay. Now, let's see. We're nearly there. Going to leave that one. Okay. Now, what I'd like to have you guys do for the rest of this double module, we have recess in the middle, obviously, as a break. I would like you to either choose as normal from the set of standard questions or the set of advanced questions. Okay, and I've set enough for you guys to take you through until the end of the module after recess. Okay, so you'll be working away. Make sure to make a note down of any questions that you have for me. Okay, so your standard set of questions is, let me just adjust this so you can still see. Your standard set of questions is on the screen now. Okay, so this may be a screen that you come back to from the video. Standard. I just want you to do question 1 from the exercise 6.1. You're just doing question 1 from page 236. And then I'd like you to go onto the education perfect task. Okay? The reason being, after question 1, the questions do get harder quite quickly for this exercise. This is a tough exercise. Okay? Education Perfect will be a better introduction to this topic while I'm not here. For students that would prefer advanced, the advanced questions, you can stay on exercise 6.1. This will better prepare you for the harder questions coming up in the weeks to come. If you could do the even questions. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. If you race through those, okay, if you race through them, you can also do some of the odds that you missed towards the end. So particularly 11 and 9. If you finish quickly, also do 11 and 9. And then you can jump on the EP as well. All right. So I will go through the answer to question 1 shortly, but you feel free, relief teacher, to pause it on this screen. You can allow students to start their work, and at the end of this video, the last 2 minutes, I'll go through the answers to question 1 here so that students can see how to do that. Okay. All the best, guys. Thanks for listening. And apologies I can't be there. Enjoy the questions. Have a lot of fun. But do your work and be nice to your relief teacher. Okay. You can pause it there. Good luck with the questions. Answer to question 1 to come. Okay, so hopefully you've had a bit of time now to work on question 1. To those who want the answer to question 1, the working out, I can do that for you now. Okay, so let's have a look at question 1. So what we've got, I'll just make that a little bigger. Okay, what we've got is tables, number of tables, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many chairs are going to be at each table? So A is asking you to fill in these missing blanks. Okay? So you can see the number of guests is going up by 3 every time that we're adding a table. Okay? So it's going to go 5, 8, 11, 14, 17, 20. Okay? That is going to be there. Use the information to make a rule in words for the number of guests that can be seated. So the answer for B is that, so the rule in words is going to be that the number, so we can see that there's 3 chairs added each time. Okay, so the rule in words is going to be for every table that's added, we need to add 3 chairs. Okay. So the rule is we take the number of tables, we multiply that by 3, and we add 2. Okay. C, write the rule using blank, using a box for the number of tables. That is going to be 3 multiplied by your square, 3 multiplied by the number of tables, plus 2. Okay? So if you think about it, those two chairs are going to be the chairs on the end. D, how many people could be seated at 6 tables? We can fill in that in the formula. 3 times 6 is 18, plus 2. Answer is going to be 20 for D. And for E, how many tables would be needed to arrange to seat 38 people? So what you can do, you can work backwards. Let's test what the answer could be with 10 tables. Okay, let's say 10 tables. 10 times 3, 30, plus 2, 32. That's not enough tables. Let's try 12. 12 times 3, 36, plus my 2 on the end, 38. So I'm going to need 12 tables is your answer to 1E. Okay, 12 tables. So that's it, guys. The rest of the answers you can find in the back of the textbook. Continue with your questions. Good luck, and make note of any questions you have for me. Have a great rest of your day, guys, and I'll see you around. Bye-bye.